it's been a while. What's the competition like in Japan, and why the move now?
Yeah, thanks for having me. Indeed, we are in the process of launching in Japan. We are actually processing our very first orders today in 3 cities. So super excited to be in Japan and launch there today. We've been observing the Japanese market since a longer period of time, actually, and we are very excited to finally launch there. If you're talking about the competitive landscape, one very interesting facet about the Japanese food delivery market is that while on the one hand we see a very tech-savvy, innovative, focused, and curious customer base, actually the food delivery market in Japan is still very, very early stage, particularly if we would compare it to some of the more mature markets like a Hong Kong, a Taiwan, or so in the region. And so therefore, we do see a very large opportunity and a very clear path also for Foodpanda to become market leader in Japan.
Of course, this is the right time, I guess, in this whole COVID lockdown world we live in, and I'm sure that you've been benefiting hugely from people being unable or unwilling to go to restaurants.
Yeah, as many companies and many industries, the COVID period has been a very challenging period for us. Of course, there's some effects what we see that particularly actually demographics and customer groups which haven't been really so open in the past for online food ordering are really starting to explore Foodpanda for the very, very first time. And this is definitely giving the business a bit of a boost in most of our countries. On the other hand, of course, this COVID period, it is a very hectic and challenging period for us. We do work very closely and rely very heavily on our restaurant partners and our rider networks. And so for us during this period, it's really the big question, how can we support the restaurant ecosystem to navigate together with us through this very, very challenging period where, a lot of restaurants had to close shops even or are completely closed for in-dining business. And then food delivery really kind of represents the only lifeline those restaurants have at the moment. And so it has been a big effort of us to navigate this together with our restaurant partners.
Yeah, Jakob, the thing is that in the post-COVID world, you could find that you're going to have to contract quite significantly, aren't you? How are you preparing for that?
Yeah, I mean, Rishaad, food delivery and also Foodpanda is around since 8 years now. We got founded in 2012, and we have been seeing very, very strong growth rates prior to this COVID pandemic really putting havoc around the globe. And so while, we see a lot of interest and a lot of, new and first customers trying out our service, we are very optimistic for the period thereafter. And I think it's more a more longer term shift in mindset where people are just much, much more open to this idea of, buying groceries and buying food contactless and also from the safety and comfort of their home and yeah.
Jakob, can we get a specific figure of how much you are investing in this expansion in Japan?
Yeah, so we already communicated that this year we will be investing around 20 million. This is an official number we put out there. I'm very confident in saying that this is really only the starting point for us for very, very heavy investment, not only next year, but really the years to come. We take Japan as a market very, very serious, and we are very excited about it. And Foodpanda has a track record of really identifying and realizing, long-term sustainable investment opportunities, and Japan is really for us a very important one.
In your other markets, how are you competing with your competitors, the likes of Grab, Gojek, food Deliveroo, I should say, as well? And what sort of incentives are you giving customers and your drivers to make sure that they choose Foodpanda?
Yeah, so Foodpanda in the region, including Japan, we are operating in 12 markets. And it is a very busy industry. There are a lot of players out there. But frankly, for us, competition is something, very normal and to some extent even something positive. Interestingly, in our most competitive markets, we are seeing, our best business performances. So we are quite confident at the moment where we are with, being market leader in most of our markets. And so we really embrace the competition we are having at the moment. Of course, we do compete on price and, deals and discounts. And Foodpanda has been made a point that we always want to be the most affordable option available in a market. But for consumers and customers, there's much, much more than that. Consumers nowadays, they really want convenience, they want choice, they want, their most favorite restaurants to be available, not just anyone. And also eventually they want to have the food increasingly faster, where 2 years ago, a delivery time of 45 minutes was actually considered something great and exciting. Today, we are really pushing the limits, and a country like Taiwan, for example, where we are delivering on average in 18 minutes, makes us a good choice for the customer.